Okay, hey there guys, welcome to the stream. New game I've got today. I'm going to be doing a stream starting off single player. Elite versus Gamer probably join me later on, he also has the game. Farming Simulator 15 or Farming Simulator 2015. As always, Farming Simulator always release their next year game just before the end of the year. And this year is no exception. We're in 2014 and we have Farming Simulator 2015. I didn't plan to get this game just yet. Big shout out and thanks goes to Elite vs Gaming. If you're watching this on my YouTube, he is in my featured channels. I do play a lot of Elite Dangerous with him, although I'm unable to stream that at the minute because it doesn't run very well on my PC, so I have to play it on my gaming laptop, and my gaming laptop doesn't have the processing capability to stream as well as playing a game such as Elite Dangerous because of the software I use. I use OBS and it's pretty CPU intensive. So yeah, big shout out and thanks to Elite for getting me this game early. I was planning on getting it, but we got it a little earlier, so I'm just going to do some single player starting right from the beginning. This is a brand new save game, so I've done a couple of the tutorials, but it's pretty much the same as any other of the farming simulators, except for 2014, which was a little different because they got rid of the multiplayer. So yeah, let's see how it goes. So we're going to start. I've put this on easy game mode, so we'll start with full hoppers, full silos rather, not hoppers. So we've got full silos, increased crop yield, increased amount of money from the crop yield, like we get a higher pound per ton. I am working in miles for my distance and speed and things. I'm working in Great British Pound for currency, as I am from Great Britain. You can select, whereas before it was very much because it's a European simulator, you either had euro or pounds. You can now select dollars as a currency for your game. One thing I really do like is that the minimap is up there all the time, and it's not as intrusive. If we press 9, we can toggle map view apparently. So we can make the map bigger, or we can have it small, and that is much bigger. That is the old system. You used to have a sort of almost like a phone device or something, and it would take up most of the corner of your screen in the first place because of the design of it, though it was quite chunky. But also the zoom level, the actual window of the map stayed the same size. It's just you either zoomed out to see more of the map, which made everything tiny, and you couldn't really see. You could get a general position, but you couldn't really see where you were going. In order to see the icons on the map, you either needed to be zoomed in, or you needed to go into the pause menu, or the options menu, and actually look at the map on the options menu. And the options menu map didn't tell you where you were. You could see where the vehicles were, and if you knew where your position was, you had to kind of work out which vehicle you were in, locate it on the map, and then navigate from there, and then go back into full screen game mode. So immediately I'm liking this. I am going to restart as I am going to edit my options now that I'm streaming. I had turned my graphics up and resolution. I keep the anisotropics filtering on. I'm just gonna, and the multi-sampling. Just gonna turn the graphics down. while I stream to help the performance there. There we go, save game. We're playing on the Scandinavian map rather than the American. This Westbridge Hills is the same map, I believe, that was in 2013. Whereas this Scandinavian map is a new map. A lot more forest on this map and things, so if you want to do forestry, which is a new thing, then you can do it on the Scandinavian map a lot easier than you can on the American map. The American map is much more flat terrain and crop orientated, big fields and things. So we just let that load up, start, jump back into this guided tour. So we can toggle the map. We do still have our sprint function. Little caravan or something there. Stove. Let's see what this is. It's telling us to get in the harvester at the minute, but I want to see what this is. Yeah, it's like a little outhouse. Okay. Is that our house? No, we do have a main farming house as well. So here's our combine that we start with. So this is a wheat field we've been given to start with. By the look of the map, the green numbers usually indicate fields that you own, or fields that are fully grown at least as well. So this is one of the fields you own from the very start. Its wheat has conveniently grown to the stage where it can be harvested. Time for you to enter the combine harvester and get it started. Help panel, so we use E to enter the vehicle, same as it has always been. Attaching the header, we drive up to the header and press Q. We can move the camera around using the mouse wheel. We are already right in front of the header, so I'm just going to press Q and attach it. We then need to unfold it using X and turn it on. And I just tried turning it on before I'd unfolded. So there we go. So the little bit goes up there. Got the exhaust fumes coming out the back. And we are ready to turn the harvester on. So we turn the harvester on. Once it's unfolded, you see it. The unfolding started the engine, lifted the little flap up on the roof, and lowered the combine a little bit, the cutter. Turning it on then lowered it a lot. We can lift the... Can we lift it? No, I don't think we can. Okay, so let's combine the field. We've got the vehicle details down in the bottom right corner. They are under the chat, so I have my stream chat showing. So I don't know how visible they are going to become. We've got another question mark helper coming up ahead. At the minute we're not leaving any straw behind, we're just chopping up all the crops. As soon as your harvest tanker is full, or even before that, you can unload its content into a trailer standing next to this field. When you are ready, turn off the header and drive to the question mark next to the trailer. Well, I'm actually going to ignore that a little bit, and I'm going to harvest as much as I can. I'm going to get a full tank. Another thing they've introduced, you could get it in 2011, 12 and 13 using mods, but as standard in the game you can now get dirt on your vehicles. You can see my tyres are already getting quite muddy, and we're churning up the dirt in the field here as well. We're leaving tracks along the ground. You can wash your vehicles. You can buy a jet wash. So we've got a tractor and trailer off to the right there. That's where it's telling us to go and unload. I'm gonna fully load first though. I'm gonna turn the beacons on as well. See how those go. So we've got one beacon on the front and one beacon on the rear. That's fine. We'll pop that off. Just out of game context a moment as well. Little update on my Twitch. I do hope, now that I'm getting settled in my new job, I do hope that as I get a shift rota each week, I'll be able to plan my streams a lot more. I think I will still, even on a day that I've worked, so long as I'm not finishing too late, I will try and stream either after work, or if I'm just working in the afternoon, I'll maybe try and get up early enough to get a decent amount of streaming done during the day before I go to work. And along with that, with these changes on my stream, I'm still not partnered at all, but I have now set up an account with StreamTip, which links to my PayPal, and that enables you, as you can see in the tabs below the video, if you're watching this in normal browser mode. If you're watching full screen, you'll have to minimize, of course. You'll see on my Twitch channel that I now have a donate button. The Make a Difference donate picture is an interactive button. You can click on that and it will take you to the StreamTip website, where you can then show your support by donating. So even if you've already followed me, if you're enjoying my streams still, and want to do something other than just talking in the chat or coming onto TeamSpeak and playing with us, if you want to show even more support, and I really do appreciate this. I mean, it's real money being handed over, changing hands. So if you do want to support me more than just following the stream, do check out that donate option. It's a minimum donation of £1 GBP, which I think is about €1.80. I'm not sure what it is in dollars. I'm not even sure if that's what it is in euros. Actually, the currency changes, the conversion rate changes so much. But I figured I'd put it in a currency, in my own currency, so that I understood how much was being donated, instead of amounts in dollars, which was the default being donated, and then me having to go and convert that and say, okay, well, $50 is this much or whatever. There is no upper limit on donations, so if you really want to go wild, that's up to you. I'm not really expecting it to take off that much. I've not many followers, and a few of my followers are followers from the TeamSpeak community and things. They're just following, so if they're not playing games, or they're playing a different game maybe and they've got another screen, they can moderate the chat for me and have the stream running, and watch it, and watch my chat for me. I have also updated my follower alert. My sound is now working again for that. I don't think it was working. The sound played is from World of Warcraft. It's the sound you get when you level up in World of Warcraft. Your name will come up in the stream live. It should also play, OBS should play the sound to me, so I will know when I have had a person follow me now, rather than having to actually keep an eye on the stream all the time. There is a delay between when I get alerted and when it shows on the stream to me, so it will take 10-15 seconds or so before I actually thank you for following, so do bear with me on that. I play other games at first person shooters and things like DayZ, where I don't necessarily want people to know exactly where I am at that time for stream sniping purposes, so I do put a delay on my streams. Farming Simulator and things like that, or single player games that I've been doing lately, don't matter too much, but does always help. Also helps the performance if I give OBS plenty of time to buffer and upload the stream. It hopefully means that there's less lag in the stream. Although most of the time, any lag on the stream is I am playing the game, playing and streaming on one PC, and watching the stream on a laptop that's all connected to the same network, and the stream is running fine for me. So if the stream does lag at all, most of the time it is down to either Twitch throttling the stream or giving their Twitch partners priority over non-partnered accounts, or it's just the connection at your end, your ability to watch the video on your system. So yeah, so quite a few new changes in the streaming. So we're just over halfway full on capacity, and we're just over halfway on this field, but I suspect we are going to have to empty the tank before we finish the field. We'll see how it goes. I want to get as much as the field done before I go over to the trailer. Just for efficiency purpose. What we'd do for anybody who's watched past streams will know that when I've been playing 2013 or 2012 and doing multiplayer on that, we do often have one player or a worker doing the combine, and then another live player driving the tractor around the field, or keeping the trailer next to the pipe on the combine, instead of the combine having to go off the field all the time. The combine will stay on the field and the tractors will come on and off the field to the combine. So we've got a couple of people in the chat. Dictatora MC, welcome to the stream, dude. Don't think I've seen you in my streams before. Hope you're enjoying it so far. I also hope to make my streams more interactive as well, guys. So, well, streams when I'm live. Obviously, when this goes on to YouTube, I'll also read any comments on my videos. If you want me to maybe set the farm up in a certain way, if you want me to go livestock farming, or you want me to go heavy crop farming, or on this map maybe try and get to becoming a logging company or whatever, or whatever else is available, then let me know in the chat. I'm not gonna necessarily buy all the vehicles everybody says in one go, because I don't have the money in game to do that. So if you say, oh, become a logging farmer, or become a milk farm and have 200 cows and all that kind of stuff, it will take time to do it. So you'll have to take that into consideration, that this game does take time to play. You can't just well, unless you go and use something like Cheat Engine, or if you know how to edit the files, which I have done in the past on previous versions of the game for the purpose of streaming and for the purpose of multiplayer. You can edit the money values. I don't really want to do that with this game because it's brand new. I've not played it at all, other than a couple of tutorials and Combine in this field. I have not played this game at all. I've literally installed it today. So I do want to appreciate the vehicles more, and the in-game economy more, which I don't feel you can really appreciate the amount of work it takes to upgrade your vehicles and expand your farm if you just make a save game, load in, save it, close the game, go and edit the money value, and then just buy all the vehicles, all the best vehicles, and then just play the game as if you'd been playing it for weeks, have millions in your account and things like that. I don't want to do that with this. It does mean multiplayer, there will be restrictions on vehicles, because the multiplayer runs off of the single player save file. But again, playing this on multiplayer as well as on single player means that you get a much bigger, your investments pay off quicker. So if I buy several tractors for anybody in the multiplayer, that will then they'll pay for themselves quicker, because it's not just me doing work to pay for them. Now I suspect that about 4,200, that's going to be the capacity. That is the capacity. So what we're going to do now is, can we turn the engine off, or have they still not put that in? Wipe out, change selection. Okay, so no, we can't. So if we get out the vehicle, you can see all the crop dust around the cutter and everything. This was a brand new Combine. It was pristine. So we got the muddy wheels, we got a bit of mud up the side, we got a load of dust on the Combine there. Not much dust up on the screens. This is another thing that happens though. You do get, when it rains, it does collect on your windscreen, and if you're in really muddy area and you're kicking up the mud, oh, we haven't got the trailer attached. Okay, I'm going to do it as it says and move to the question mark over there with the Combine, because it is doing the guide for me. Usually what I would do is have the trailer parked at the side. There's a plane just flown over me somewhere. Have the trailer parked at the side of the field with the tractor. When the Combine's full, I would then Once the combine became full, I would then run over the field to the tractor and trailer and bring the trailer on to empty the combine, so the combine stayed in its position, was lined up to harvest the crop still. The game mode here wants me to do, so we're going to follow the instructions we're being given, and we're going to move the combine to the trailer. Okay, so I'm going to press the pipe out, which is the O key by default, and then move it over the trailer. Okay, wheat is being dumped into the trailer. If you want, you can go back and harvest more wheat and unload it until the trailer is full, which is what we're going to do. It's not going to take long, maybe 2 or 3 runs down the field, and this field will be completely harvested. So unloading, as soon as you want to continue with the tour, exit the harvester, enter the tractor standing in front of the trailer, and then I'll be given more instructions, like reverse up to the trailer and attach that, and then it will tell me where to take the wheat. We're going to pop the pipe back in, and we'll go down to this end of the field and start up here. Okay, so we need to... The harvester is still unfolded, although it's just raised the cutter and turned it off. So all we need to do is turn the cutter back on, and that will lower, and then we can continue harvesting. And I reckon maybe 4 passes up this field at the most, and we should then have an empty field. So that noise tells me I have a new follower. Give me a few seconds and it will come up on my laptop and I'll see who that is. Thank you for following in advance. Just let my stream catch up on the laptop. While I make a mess of this harvesting, as I'm trying to watch the stream now to see who followed. Andreas Gaming 2, thanks for following, dude. Really appreciate it. You're my first new follower since the changes to my channel. I do also have the chat window up. I'm pretty much have my channel up, displayed on my laptop. So if anybody does want to chat, any chat messages will show in the bottom right on the stream. So try and keep it clean if you can. But I am also watching the chat and the stream to check that they're both in tow. So if anybody has any comments about the game, questions about it, questions about the stream, or just generally want to chat to me, feel free to do so. The chat is live to me. When you post your message, I will see your message. As I'm replying through the stream, the replies will be delayed, same as if somebody follows, and the shout out for that. Am I going to get this in one? Ooh, just. Oh no, I'm going to miss a bit. I'll come back for that bit. So yeah, and Andranus Gaming, thanks, dude. Another one with my channel as well. I'm hosting this in single player at the moment. I haven't actually turned the multiplayer on. I will do when Elite versus Gaming comes online. If he wishes to play with me and stream on his channel as well, then we'll get a dual stream going. Anytime I am doing a multiplayer game, if it has the ability to squad up or play cooperatively, don't be afraid to ask if you can join. Farming sim at the minute, because I'm going through this initial guide and setup and things, I won't be saving and switching over to multiplayer just yet. But if you give me, well, I don't know how long it's going to take Elite to get. Elite's currently driving home from work, so if Elite comes on and I set up, if Elite comes online and is wanting to play Farming Sim with me, I'd suspect he is, as he bought me the game, then let me know and we'll see if we can add a few player slots to the server, or maybe just start the server with the maximum number. There will be a password on the server, so we won't just have random people joining. It will be people from the stream. Okay, so that is the field harvested and loaded into the trailer. I'm just going to move the combine out the way a little bit there. Let's park it on the grass here. And we'll jump out, exit the harvester and enter the tractor in front of the trailer. So we're now in the tractor, so attach the trailer, of course. Trailer is attached. A brief journey. New location has been marked on your map. Drive the tractor and trailer to the indicated spot and touch the question mark there. So we have W and S are forward and backward, or we can press 3 to use cruise control. And we already know from driving the combine the rest of the driving controls. I'm going to turn the cruise control on. Now, I don't know, as I say, I haven't been on this map. I've only played this game for the half hour or so I've had it running. By the looks of it, we're taking this straight to the store. Of course, if this was the multiplayer, we would most likely put it in the silo first and fill up the silos, and then once the silos were full, then we'd take any excess to the stores. It does look like this is the store. Oh, and we still have AI traffic on the single player. Unknown as to whether we have AI traffic on multiplayer. I suspect not, but we might have. Making money. This unloading station is one of the places on the map you can sell your harvest. You can check your current prices of all products, opening the statistics menu and going to storage prices. Press I to show further information. So this is our overview. Gives us our balance, how much money we're currently making. So we're currently in negative, but we haven't sold any crops yet. We've got weather update for the rest of the week, so it's going to stay mostly sunny, maybe a bit cloudy, so be slightly overcast tomorrow, then 2 days of sun, then cloudy, 2 more days of sun. No current news to report. If we go to the other pages, we've got our storage amounts of how much we've got in our silos already. So by choosing the easy game mode option, we start with around 16.5 to 17,000 litres of each of the crops. Wood chips here is a new crop, or new commodity, whatever you want to call it. It's calling them fruit types still, as it has done in all the previous games. But this is basically from the logging, so you can chop down trees and then strip the trees and chop them into logs, transport those logs, and then make wood chippings out of them, and then sell those wood chippings. This is how much things go for at the freight yard. You've got the biogas, will only accept the biogas plant will only accept silage. The biogas heating plant will accept wood chips. Then you've got everything except potatoes is accepted at the freight yard. Then we can go across. We've got the grain elevator, which I think is where I'm at now. Will accept all your grain fruit types here. Shipping office will accept everything. Transport company will accept everything. But each company has different prices it will pay. So we also have a windmill. So there are different types. This is our vehicle selection. So in single player, it would look like we can jump between vehicles. So we're currently in this tractor with a trailer. No, we're in this tractor with a trailer hitched up. We have another tractor down here. We have a weight and plough and combine. Another tractor and a tractor up there. So this is the entire map at the moment. This area up here or around here I would suspect is where the shipyard is. It might be inland. Some kind of facility down here, one here, town or something round here maybe. But all this green is mostly forest area and can be, all this browny green with the dots is forested area with trees that can be cut down. So then we've got map view. Ready to harvest is green. So all this green is grass, which can be mown and sold. If the crop has died or withered, then it's marked red. It's ready to harvest, removing the tops, so that's potatoes and sugar beet, things like that. Then it would be blue. If it's ready to harvest the entire plant, it will be a shade of green. And if it's still growing, it will be blue. So it'll start at light blue, it'll move through darker and darker blue until it's grown, then it will change green. Until it's fully grown, it'll be dark green. Once it's fully grown, if it's a crop that you can chop just the heads off, it will turn blue. If not, it will then wither, and then it will turn red. These are our animals. So we currently have one chicken, which is the cockerel that you always start with. You can only buy hens on Farming Sim. And these are the statistics for what I've currently done. So current time played, 22 minutes, and this is the only save game that I have, so that's okay. So selling your harvest, move the tractor so the trailer is located right on top of the pit. As soon as the unload symbol appears on the right side of your screen, you can unload the wheat to sell it. Q is the unload button. So in that top right corner where it currently says controls, should get an unload option appear once we drive over this grid. Same as any other farming simulator game, you drive over these grids. There we go. We press Q, and this is a side tipping trailer. We tip all that in. All sold, nicely done. Selling your crops is the main way to earn money as a farmer. Switching vehicles. Let's switch to another tractor. use the tab key to quickly cycle through all your vehicles. Do this until you reach the tractor with the question mark next to it. So we can just press tab, and it's the first one, conveniently. So then we're going to exit the tractor and go to the question mark. Cultivating fields. Fields that have been harvested need to be cultivated before they can be sown anew. This field has been harvested recently and now needs somebody to cultivate it. Cultivated is basically turning over the topsoil, getting rid of all these twigs and root stems and whatever you want to call them, and turning the field over, making it ready to plough again, making it ready to sow again. Sorry. If you cultivate the field, if you are planting the same crop, I believe you can just cultivate it and then re-sow it. You don't need to plough it. Whereas if it's a new field or you're changing crop, you need to plough the field first to get to bury all of the leftover from whatever was in the field first. So re-enter the tractor, attach the cultivator that is placed behind it. So again, we press E. We're right by the cultivator, so we can already just press Q. Cultivating fields, good. Now lower the cultivator and drive it onto the field. Cultivated soil. So we press V to lower. We activate cruise control. Now we are cultivating the field. And we've gone at a bit of a random line. I'll lift the cultivator up, drop it back down. You're just missing the edge of the field there a little bit, but we're going to go to the question mark here, where it's probably going to tell me about hiring a worker. Well done, that's enough cultivating for now. You can finish the field later if you want. That's fine, I'll happily do that. On to the next task. Now it's a tractor next to... It's got a question mark beside it. Then exit the vehicle to trigger the next message. So this is a tractor with a seeder on the back. Sowing fields. Fields that have been cultivated are ready to be sown. For this, you need the sowing machine. Re-enter the tractor and attach the sowing machine that is placed behind it. So we're already reversed up to it, we just press Q, that attaches. The sowing machine you just attached is currently empty. Drive the tractor next to the seed pallets in front of you. When you're close enough, you can start refilling the sowing machine with seeds. Fill it to the brim to continue. So we drive up to these pallets here, with our sowing machine attached, and then we get the option refill sower. And you see down in the bottom right corner the capacity is filling up. So we have 600 litres of seed. Well done, now drive to the field which is marked with the green flashing ring on your map and touch the question mark. So even without doing the main tutorials from the title screen, this game's pretty easy to get the gist of, as you can opt in, like I've done, you can opt into this quick sort of guide tutorial, and instead of it just being a tutorial mission, then you're done and you go back to the menu and have to load up another tutorial. This is in-game, so I have made £7,500 in-game. Which I think is slightly better. Obviously not all the equipment is on this farm yet, so if you want to know how to do baling, for example, you would need to go and do the baling tutorial, or learn some other way before buying your equipment. Sowing fields. Time to sow. Select the seed you want to use, turn on and lower the sowing machine, then drive over the field. So we press O to select the seed that we want. Then we can turn on the seeder and lower it and drive onto the field. So I've just got a steam thing popping up, we'll get rid of that. We're going to plant, we don't want to plant grass. We don't want to plant corn because I don't think we've got anything. We can plant beet, but we haven't got a beet harvester. We're just going to replant wheat. So the field over there needs cultivating still. This field we already own as well. Has been cultivated and just needs sowing. So let's turn on the seeds and lower and engage cruise control. That's enough sowing for this tour. You can continue later if you want. If you want to know more about the general workfolk, you can visit the tutorials found in the main menu for more depth information. So this is what I was just saying. If you just want to jump into the game and go with the equipment you've got, then you can do so and opt into this guide tour. If you want to learn about all the machinery altogether, then I would recommend going through the tutorials that can be found on the main menu of the game. So last pointers. Now it's time for the final part of this tour. Again, switch to the tractor next to the question mark, exit the vehicle and trigger the message. So this is the vehicle shop. This is where you can buy vehicles and tools and buy new equipment. You can either enter the vehicle shop in person by activating the shop symbol in front of it, or trigger it anywhere by pushing the button shown below, so P. That's the end of the tour. Look out for more question marks that provide information about specific game elements. You can also use one of the phone booths to find additional explanations. So as always, there is further help around the map and at the phone booths that have been in the previous game. And then we're wished good luck and to have fun in the world of farming. So there we are. The first thing I'm going to do is see what's available on the shop. So this is the new shop. So we can select a category. We can have a look at what's in the sales. There's no vehicles available for sale. We can look at our garage and see what equipment we've got. So we have 2 of these tractors. We have 2 of these tractors. We have 1 combine and a cutter for that combine. We have 1 trailer, 1 cultivator, 1 plough, 1 sowing machine, 2 700 kilo weights, and 1 1000 kilo weight. So you start with a fair amount of stuff. You didn't used to start with this amount of stuff in previous versions. Trucks is another thing that has been added. There was 1 truck available in 2013 version of the game, but let's just have a look at everything in turn. So if we have a look at the harvesters, it's the harvester we started with. We see it's quite an expensive harvester, although it is only the start one. Then we've got a New Holland, 150. Do we get a value that this is worth, or is that the value that's now worth? I don't know. Then we get up to these tracked versions of the combines. This is a corn cutter that you can attach directly to the back of a tractor and then attach a trailer or have another tractor and trailer driven next to it. They still have the crone, which is nice to see. I do like that. It has a pipe on the back, which is once the engine is on, you can attach a trailer to the back of this combine, and whatever you're cutting on the front goes straight into a trailer. And then when that trailer, so it doesn't have an internal capacity. The capacity of the harvester is the capacity of whatever trailer you've got on the back. So then we've got beet harvesters. This is your main harvester. This is before sugar beets can be harvested, the foliage needs to be cut with a halum topper like this one. So if you're doing sugar beet, before you actually harvest the sugar beet, you need to take this over the top. By the look of it, it's got a PTO shaft. This will attach just to the back of a trailer, but to the back of a tractor. You need to first run this over your field to remove the tops of the plant, and then you can run the sugar beet harvester over the top. Then you've got this harvester. Harvester digs sugar beets out of the ground. Note, halum topper is needed prior to using this machine. So these two work in tandem. You would take this over the field and then the harvester. Self-propelled harvester collects sugar beets in one go. So you've got 100,000 and you need to do 2 jobs in order to get the sugar beet. Or you can, and then you work up to getting this sugar beet harvester, which has it removes the tops with the equipment on the front, and then somewhere underneath the center there is the main cutter, or it might also be at the front. I'm not quite sure without going and looking at it. But this will do it all in one, and probably has a much bigger capacity than this little trailer as well. 32 capacity doesn't show a capacity for this, so that's beet harvesting. We've got different cultivators. It's the one we start with, and they basically get bigger and wider as you go. Sowing machines, again, specific sowing machine for potato, I believe that is. This will do your main. This will do all of your grain crops and grass. It will also do sugar beet. This one will only do potatoes. This one will do wheat, barley, canola and grass. It won't do corn, and it won't do beet. It also won't do potato. Bigger potato. This will do then corn and sugar beet. This is all your grains, but not corn or sugar beet. And again, a bigger one to do your corn and sugar beet. And you've got fertilizer spreaders, either a small hopper to go on the back of your tractor, or a big hopper that gets towed behind a tractor. Same with the sprayers, although this isn't a trailer. They both attach to the rear or front of your tractors. Different size trailers. Liking that there is literally manure spreaders. These aren't trailers. Gone past trailer? No. So 3 different size manure spreaders. They all do the same manure, just different capacities. Slurry tanks for spreading your silage, your liquid fertilizer. Mowing equipment, you can still just go around and mow grass and then collect that grass. Tedders helps in the efficiency of getting those windrowers, dries the grass out. Loader machines goes and picks the grass up, or you can then bale it. You can also use this baling equipment for straw. So had I selected a different chopping mechanism on the harvester that we just did the wheat field in, I could have made wheat straw behind the harvester and then gone and collected that with a baler. Feeding technology for putting bales of hay, bales of straw, and things, and mixing them together, and then feeding to the animals. Auger wagons, so also known as chaser bins, are trailers that have their own screw conveyor. You can use them to store your crop and directly load it into other trailers. So you can just have these parked around your farm. Your combines or whatever can just drive up to them and unload into these. And then you can either have the pipe stuck out and bring a bigger trailer up and go round all these trailers with a big trailer unloading them, or you can hitch it up to a tractor and then go and unload it. Then you've got the weights, which we have the first two. There's a 1600 kilo weight there as well. And this is the new stuff, the timber forestry equipment. Machinery for cutting tree stumps. Got a timber runner for transporting the big logs. Machinery for planting new trees in the ground. You can buy pallets of saplings from the garden centre to fill this planter. Another vehicle to transport tree logs. This is a big trailer, which would go on the back of the lorry cab. It doesn't have its own crane, whereas this, I suspect, is pulled by some kind of other machinery, like a tractor or special cab, and it has a crane on the back of it, so it's self-loading. You can operate that crane to load them in. You've then got chainsaws, so you can cut down trees by hand. You've got the Lizard pickup truck for driving round. We've got wheel loaders here. So we've got pallet forks, log fork, and a universal bucket, which will pick up most stuff. I think the little lumps in there, I think they've got a flat edge, so you might be able to scoop up pallets as well. But I think they're for small logs, maybe. Not quite sure. And this is basically, it's the front loader. Then you've got telehandlers, which has the bale spike, so they're actually specifying that you use a telehandler to do your bale handling, whereas this is more of a digger for the logs, pallets, and shoveling manure. So you've got a 3-prong bale spike. You do still have a log fork with this as well. You've got a manure fork, all separate things. Wrapped bale handler, always good to have. And we have a low loader without the use of mods. Another good addition. This trailer can be used to transport other vehicles, of course. We have a water tank. You can take this to ponds and rivers, fill it up with water, and then take that round to greenhouses that you've bought and placed, and use it to fill the water tanks on your greenhouses, which will then irrigate your crops in your greenhouse. Mobile fuel tank, if you want to drive until your vehicle's completely run out of fuel, and then have another vehicle tow the fuel tank to the tractor, you can do that. Not sure on the efficiency of doing that. So this is the pressure washer I was mentioning. We also have the bee house again, the greenhouses that I was just talking about, so we can grow tomatoes and lettuce. We've then got solar panels that we can place down, and they will give us an hourly income. Same with wind turbines, though these are very expensive. And we can also place trees. I would guess that these are decorative trees rather than trees that you could chop down. Maple and oak. A lot of different trees there. Animals. Cows, sheep, chickens. So we have no new animals yet. While we're here, I'm going to get a few chickens. 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to get a dozen chickens, I think. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The other way of doing animals on the previous games was a lot better than this, I think. Where you could just do a slider and tell it how many animals you wanted to buy. It would tell you how much that would cost, and then you could get them. So we've got a dozen chickens along with our cockerel. They will start laying eggs. And that's animals. We've gone through those as well. And that's all the equipment. What trailers? Do we only have the one trailer? Or we have another tipper. This is the trailer we're on at the minute. And it's doing the job. I don't particularly like these with the trolley at the front. They're good for towing, but they're very tricky to reverse because you have 2 pivots, one on the tow hitch, one on the actual axle, and they're very close together. So I don't particularly like those. They're okay, but I think when I do upgrade trailers, I'll either just go straight for one of the big trailers, probably not that big, something like this. Wow, the trailers really do get big. This is attached to the lorry, as are these. You can also put a dolly under these and then tow it with a tractor, if you haven't got the money to buy the cab as well. But I think if I do upgrade from this trailer, I will be going for the Fiegel here. Trucks. I don't think it actually showed us the trucks. So we have one truck cab. Nearly £300,000. That's good. Our money has gone down a little bit as we, I suspect, have gone into a new day. We have. It is 9:11 at 9:12 now. So, yep. What's this question mark? This is probably telling us how to use the store now. Vehicle shop, yep. This is the area at which we can sell vehicles, I would guess. Yeah, sell vehicles there. We buy vehicles around at the other one. So we're going to take this tractor here from the vehicle shop, and we're going to go and find our farm. So we press 9, bring up the map. We are currently at the shop. Everything is labelled on the map. Finally, this was the other thing with earlier versions of Farming Sim. If you looked on the map, everything just had an icon, and where you could sell grains was just marked by a silo. You didn't know which one was which. So everything is actually named on the map. Yes, I was correct. The shipping office is up at the top by the sea. The lumberyard is also nearby. So we are pretty much in the middle of the map at the shop. We want to locate the farmyard, which will be down by our chickens. Down by field 29. So we want to turn round. If there's an exit out, I don't think there is an exit out of that side of the shop. Okay, so we want to go this way. This Gaming, end the stream there and restart for multiplayer. What you have just streamed will make a good look through vid. Restart the stream multiplayer. I will do that, Elite. So there we go, guys. Elite is online and wanting to play multiplayer. And as he says, without further ado, that is a good introduction to the game there. Bear with me while Elite joins. And we will be with you momentarily.